Module 10, Case Study, Parental Apathy. What do I know? I know there's very little parent participation with the school. There's currently no PTO or PTA. The current administration is content with the lack of parent involvement. Assistant principal sees the need for more parent and community involvement. The principal has agreed to have a meeting, but doesn't want to form a PTO or PTA. There was a letter sent home inviting people to come to a meeting, and few parents actually came to the meeting. What do I need to know? I need to know what has been tried in the past. What methods of communication have been tried? Have they only used letters home? Have they only used phone calls? Has there been school newspapers sent out? Did the school actually use the newspaper or the radio or any other form of communication like social media to try to communicate with parents? How many times has this been tried? Have they tried social media so many times it failed that they just gave up? Have they tried all these other methods for so long and it failed so bad that somebody gave up or just felt like it wasn't worth the time? Again, what methods of communication have been used and how often? Um, who does the communicating? Is it solely on the principal's shoulders? Has he put it out to the faculty? Was the last assistant principal the one responsible for it? And I want to know if I can take responsibility as the assistant principal in this situation to be the one to head up the communication for parents. The problem that I see here is there's been very little communication between the school and parents for some time. There's very little parent participation and feedback. And there's, to me, another problem is there's a lack of pride and community worth between the school and the community and the parents. If there was a sense of pride, I think some parents would be demanding communication, a better system. I don't think they would just rely on the principal to do everything and that what he was doing was working. I think people really want to be in the know. I think when they want to know what's going on, so I also see that as a problem. My plan of action to help the communication issue at this school would be to ask the principal if I can take the lead on the problem. And with that, hopefully he would grant me that because maybe it would be out of his hands, the pressure would be off him. Maybe with that, I could create a communication system. I don't just mean one way of saying we're going to send out letters. I mean, we're going to set up some sort of social media. We're going to set up a way to contact the newspapers, a way to contact the radio stations, maybe do a student of the month ad in on the radio or a student of a week ad in the newspaper, those type of things. It's communication to help the community see that the school is involved. Everyday communications can be done through social media. We need to set up an email system. Every email we have available from a parent and a business from the community or anybody in the community, any community organization, they need to know what's going on. If we could send out a quarterly newsletter for the school, then maybe that would work out, especially putting things about student organizations, how kids are doing, how sports teams are doing, all those different things about what's going on in the school. It doesn't just need to be a small system about school closures and the weather and this, that, and the other. It needs to be things about everyday things that are happening at the school so the community can feel involved. I would also like to organize a faculty communications committee. And with that, I mean to pull in quite a few teachers who have been around for a while, know the lay of the land of the community, can give us the best ideas about how to do things. That way, it's not just one person being responsible for the whole thing. We then have the faculty involved. We also do want to organize a parent advisory committee since the principal is in favor of that, but no PTO or PTA. We do definitely want to set that up to get a group of parents who want to be involved with our school, and let them collaborate with the faculty communications committee on how to get information out, how to better communicate between the community and the school. We want to create a survey of parent and community needs and desires. We want to know what they need. We also want to know what they desire from the school. They might have a better idea that they do want a newsletter. They want information on academics. They want to know from people when standardized testing is coming up. They want to know all kinds of different things, when the buses are running, if there's going to be an alternate route. Maybe they want to know every little thing about what's going on at the elementary school down the road and how it ties to us. That's what we're trying to figure out. And then we want to open the school to more parent and community involvement as far as having volunteers. When it comes down to standardized testing, we get parents in to proctor the exams. We get parents in to run the gates at sporting events. We get parents to come in and take part in their child's activities, their presentations, different things like that. Maybe do a show and tell day from the community for different jobs. have people come and do presentations. Maybe our community has professionals in it who would like to come and give speeches. Maybe they would like to come and give talks. Maybe we would like to have small groups. Maybe we have a group of kids who are interested in being an engineer. We pull people in from our community to kind of mentor those groups from time to time. We just want to get people involved as much as we can. The resolution that ties it to putting student first, I think, is creating a parental committee. That's going to get the parents more involved with their child. I think the committee will essentially do what's best for their child. Sure, everybody likes the community. Everybody that lives in the community is probably for their community. They want everything for their community to happen. Is positive. They want all those things. But essentially, it boils down to their child. What's going to be best for their child? And when you get a group of motivated parents who want what's best for their child, you'll start seeing changes happen in your school as long as everybody's on board and on the same page. I think the survey is good for the kids because not only are we looking for what people need, we're also looking for what they would like in the future. Um, would they like more communication about their child's academics? Would they like more communication about their child's extracurriculars? And with that, if we can get that stuff out, instead of just relying on students to send that message home, maybe we get more attendance at events. Maybe we get more participation from the parents in the community in various things. And I think that ultimately is good for the kids. As soon as they see somebody's there to support them, then I think they're going to be doing much better in what they're doing, whether it's sports or whether it's extracurriculars or whether it's just a presentation in class. If we invite people to come in and see that, then they're going to see that they have some support. I think multiple ways of communication helps kids. Some parents are going to be like my parents who wouldn't know how to turn on a computer, and others are going to be up and up on all technology. They're going to be checking their smartphones and their tablets for social media messages. Other people are just going to want a letter home or maybe a phone call about what's going on. Maybe they listen to the radio every day, or maybe they watch the news and read the newspaper. And with that, I think that keeps all kids involved, not just one particular group or subgroup. I think by taking the responsibility as a assistant principal and some faculty members, I think that is keeping the kids in the front of it all too, because with that, we're showing that the kids do matter to us. We're trying to put these things that the kids are doing, what they're accomplishing, where they're falling short, everything in between. We want to put it out there and show the kids and show everybody that this is what we're trying to do, and we're not just doing it because the school is here for show. We're doing it for the kids. And then by putting more parent and community involvement in, it's going to show the kids that people care about their future, which ultimately impacts the community and the school both. And everybody wants to be proud of their community. Everybody wants to have a nice place to live, a place that they can be proud of, a school that they can say, I went to school there, I was a rebel, I was a cougar, I was a falcon, I was whatever your mascot is. People want to be able to say that. And that's another way we're trying to put kids in the forefront, because then that passes things on down to generation after generation. To debrief the situation, what was I thinking? I was thinking, how has this gone on for so long? How has somebody not let the communication be restored? How have people in the community, why are they not pushing for it? And why did it go on so long? Do they have a principal who was just completely unwilling, or previous administration who was totally unwilling to rebuild the communication gap? What was I feeling? I felt like the people were being cheated. I felt like people really need to know what's going on with their school, and I feel like everybody's being cheated. And I think the community was being left out. I also feel that too, and that really does hurt people. When somebody's being left out, whether it's students, teachers, administration, community, everybody gets hurt. I think we were valuing the students in the community by putting this parent committee group together and a faculty committee group together, trying to create a system. I think that was valuing both the students and the community. And I think the unresolved issues for me is, when will we be able to get a PTO or PTA? At the last school I worked at, we had a huge PTO, and that was just a major, major asset for our school, and they need it at this school. How long is it going to take to repair this? The time is it going to take to repair? Is it going to take 6 months? Is it going to take 3 years because a lot of damage has been done? And then how far can we go? Maybe we need to start small in the beginning with a small parent advisory committee and a small faculty group, but maybe over the course of a year or maybe the next school year, this thing has grown to be a large living group of communication. And ultimately, I think that helps everybody. I think we meet the first component of Standard 4 with collaboration by putting together a parent advisory committee. Um, I think by putting that committee together and they collaborate with the school on a monthly basis, and then they will also collaborate outside. Parents will get together, talk about what they're going to do, talk about ideas. That's collaboration straight up front. A survey, I think, is collaboration. You're asking a lot of people in the community. You know, you can have people drop off surveys at businesses if they would like. You can have all of your kids send home or take home a survey. You could mail them out. You can do all kinds of things with collaboration. And this way, you're getting people's input about what they want to see. That's collaboration. And the faculty communication committee is also collaboration because they're going to collaborate with the parents, and in turn, that's going to create collaboration between the community in various ways. Because some of these parents are going to be business owners, some of these faculty members may be married to business owners, some of them are going to be kin to business owners, and with the parent advisory committee and the faculty communication committee collaborating back and forth through various methods, whether it be email, phone calls, face to face, and then meetings and other things, all of that collaboration, it should really help us get this thing off the ground and up and running. For component 2 of Standard 4, we're looking at diversity. And by creating our communication system, which should be diverse with social media, printed materials, auditory materials over the radio, various things, I think that diversity will meet everybody, regardless of socioeconomic status. Almost everybody in your community is going to have a way to communicate. Um, Hard pressed to find a person who has a kid in middle school or high school today who doesn't own a cell phone. If they don't own a cell phone, then they could use social media. And if they don't have a computer in their home, they use it at the local library. And even if they don't have that, almost everybody that you're going to come in contact with does have an address. Um, if not, you use their child to send things home if you have a few homeless kids, which is going to be a small percentage of your student population. But with that, you've got the phone calls, you've got the radio, you have the newspaper, you have public announcements in various ways, maybe at town hall, city hall, you putting up announcements. The school needs to have an announcement. We definitely need to put things up on the school marquee. I think that's a diverse way to reach everybody. By putting and bringing in more parents for more community and parent involvement, I think we reach diversity there because you're going to allow parents to be involved in diverse ways. If they want to come in and just proctor an exam, that's fine. If they want to come in and look over lunch duty one day, that's great. If they want to participate with bus duty one day, that's also awesome. But it's allowing everybody who has a different set of skills to be involved where they need to be involved. And involving the faculty in the communication, I think, is making it diverse because each faculty member is going to bring a prior knowledge and a prior involvement in communication to their parents. And component 3 of Standard 4 is mobilization. I think by allowing the community and the parents to be involved more, we're mobilizing the community because it's going to get them talking to other parents. Parents know parents. People in the community know people inside the community. And that's going to be mobilizing your human resources as your people. They're going to be talking to each other. They're going to say, well, I'm doing this. Would you like to join us? We have a ball game tonight. How about let's go? Or my kid is involved in a play at school. Did you know that they're in the same class? Well, the parent might say, well, I didn't know that, um, but I'll make sure that I'm coming to watch it also. A parent advisory committee is also mobilization. It's the same way that we're dealing with it with parents communicating. But the parent advisory committee will usually take pride in stepping up and being the leaders amongst parents. And that's going to mobilize them because they're going to want to get the word out because they're not going to want to do all the work. They're going to want people to help them. And that's going to create a web of communication. And then our communication system also mobilizes the community because we're going to get the radio, the newspaper, city hall, town hall. Those people are all going to be involved in creating mobile resources for our community for communication. Um, I think that's just a great way to get everybody moving and stirring and talking about the school. This is my presentation for the parental apathy. I hope that we've solved the problem and this works out really well for this school.